Hey there guys, and welcome back to another video with Logie Shaw. Got Mike here, and here we have more interactive horror stories. Sorry. Our next one is Evil Beneath the Ground. It's an interesting name to go with, so let's see what it's all about. Oh, that's interesting. I don't like what's going on here. Oh, this isn't exactly nice either. You are a goth university student with no friends. Oof. You join a school trip to take to take a lake. Yes, to take a lake, Mike. I'm not going to be able to read today. Awesome. This is going to be fun. You join a school trip to a lake and the forest near it. If you decide to wander in the forest at night, you will find bare footprints. Those are coming from a black hole with a ladder. You will find bare footprints that are coming from a black hole with a ladder. Will you descend down? Logically, no, but let's go. Evil Beneath the Ground. You are a young university student who identifies as a goth. You are a lonely person. People think that you want to be alone, but in fact you couldn't find someone you felt affinity. Oh, okay. Everyone is so distant from you. Nobody you know listens to the music that you love, like Bajas, This Mortal Coil, and the Sisters of Mercy, etc. I feel like I know those names. Like, maybe not those names, but those are like variations. Or they might actually be the name. Like This Mortal Coil and Sisters of Mercy. Anyways, you heard about a university field trip to a lake. I almost did it again. And the forest around it in autumn. There would be a picnic. Also, alcohol is permitted. You could bring your own drinks. You join the field trip. Not only maybe you could make some new friends, but you also love the nature. Especially when it's a cold season. I'm sorry. Every time I see something, you also love the nature. The nature. Okay. You can't complain. This game is free. So there's going to be mistakes and whatnot. I mean, I've still enjoyed myself. So yeah. But of course, you couldn't make new friends once again. During the 2 hours of bus travel, you found out that every other student who joined the trip were already friends. They simply ignored you. You also didn't approach them. As a result, all you could do during the bus trip was looking outside the window or play games on your phone while you listened to their joyful laughters. You have mixed feelings about this picnic by the lake. You can't feel yourself as part of the joyful youth who are enjoying the nature trip. After having a picnic barbecue, they played a game with a ball in which they formed a circle and tried not to let the ball touch the ground. Everyone participated in the game except for you. Like Happy Sack? Are they playing Happy? It said a ball. Ball doesn't touch the ground. Like Hot Potato? Happy Sack. Hot Potato? I don't know. If you know what game they were playing, let me know in the comments. I'm probably going to feel dumb about it. But you enjoy the nature trip somehow. As said before, you love the nature. We love the nature. You love nature. You took pictures of the lake with your phone. You don't plan to post the pictures anywhere, though. Yeah, that's me. I'll take a picture and I'll keep it saved and I'll look at it and eventually I'll delete it. I don't exactly post very often either. And there is a huge forest near the picnic area. You've always found peace in the green of the forest. Yes. After the sun set, people began to light a campfire and drink. People around your age generally prefer beer. You don't like it. You feel it overfills your stomach and causes nausea after 2 cans. Instead, you prefer stronger drinks. Today, you brought a bottle of red wine and a wine glass. Wait a minute. I was starting to get a connection with this character, you know? Doesn't really prefer beer. I prefer ciders if I'm going to do that. Prefer stronger drinks. I'm like, yes, that's my man right there. You brought a bottle of whiskey. Ready to go. And you brought a bottle of red wine and a wine glass. I don't like wine. I don't like it. I don't like it. There's like one wine I've ever found that was like, oh, yes, an excellent vintage. I could drink this. It was like some kind of Moscato. It's like a dessert wine thing. It's the only one I've ever enjoyed. You give me like liquor? That's where it's at. They gathered around the campfire while you drink your whiskey alone away from them. I'm changing it to whiskey. Don't judge me. A handsome guy brought his guitar from the bus and began playing it around the fire while you have finished your second glass of wine. Okay. Campfire and moon illuminate the darkness. Sorry. Sun already has set. There are about 5 hours for the picnic to end. You will be going back to the city with buses. He is playing a calming song. You might join the group, but you also feel a strong urge to have a walk in the dark forest. I mean, I might join the group. I mean, we came here in the hopes of making friends. Let's join the group. You approach the group. 2 girls notice you. They open a space for you to sit between them. Ah. One of them is blonde, the other has long, black hair. They wear colorful clothes, contrasting with your black outfit. Are they hippies? Because that would be great. How are you? What are your names? Don't talk to them. Leave them without saying anything. Just come, they move over, you sit down beside them, just... Alright, I'm gonna head out. How are you? Blonde girl says, we are fine. They neither say anything else nor ask you how you are. What are your names? The one with black hair says, we have boyfriends. Nope, they're not hippies. I only asked your names. You are trying so hard, aren't you? The blonde says, and they both laugh. You bitches. That's, you know, screw you. I'm not going to curse at them, but I'm, in my head, I'm saying, you know, fuck you. I tried to be nice. You can stay with the other students or go to the forest. Let's stay. Nothing interesting happens the rest of the day. You finish your bottle of wine and can't make any friends as usual. I tried. When the time comes, you get on the bus and go back to the city. Yes, it's a lame ending, but at least you're still alive and human. Wait. The end. Safe from the evil beneath the ground. I would totally survive in a horror situation, apparently. Alright, so we come back to this point. Don't just ignore the fact that that happened. This is where we've been here the whole time. Just trying so hard, aren't you? The blonde says, and they both laughed. Fuck you, I try to be nice. They don't like what you say, but they don't react either. They keep sipping their beers as you leave them. You have your beers. You can stay with the other students or go into the forest. Oh, I don't want to stay because I feel like, you know, that's just going to be boring and stuff. Let's explore the forest. You stand up and wander away from the picnic. You feel the call of the dark forest. So you walk along the path into the forest. The trees are high and still green. Maybe they stay green in all seasons. You don't know. Your field is not biology. I mean, if they're evergreens, you don't need to know biology for that. They're evergreens. The soil is wet and muddy. It must have rained before your group arrived at the lake. You leave boot, you leave bootprints, you leave boot prints on the soil as you walk. There are no clouds in the sky. Full moon and stars illuminate the forest. That's not enough for your eyes. You turn on the flashlight on your phone. There is an app for it too. Okay. You can't clearly see but notice rabbits in the distance. Naturally, they run from you as they notice your presence. You begin to think that you might have gone too far away from the picnic, but there is nothing interesting in the picnic area. You somehow feel like the darkness of the forest is your friend. Only friend. Why not? Let's continue down the path. You continue on the forest path. After a few minutes, you notice footprints on the soil. They seem to belong to a human with bare, big feet. Bigfoot! Probably a man. The prints cross the path. Alright, so usually at this point, I mean, it depends. How big are these bare feet? Like, just like an average human, that's fine. My mind, someone's walking around in the forest, they're earthing. That's fine. But if they're like big old feet, I'm going back to picnic. Let's follow. You follow the footprints on the soil. They keep changing directions. You find yourself at an elevation, and the prints stop here. Whoever was walking, he didn't leave prints that you could follow anymore. He might have gone anywhere, as he didn't follow a single direction. So it came to this hill, I'll say, this elevation, and then just poofed. Must have mad hops. Alright, let's follow his route back. You decided to go to the place where he comes from. After a long walk, you find yourself at a hole. There's a lid and a long rope near it. The man clearly comes from the hole. His footprints prove it. When you hold your phone's light into the black hole, you see that there is a ladder inside the hole. You can't see the end of the hole from your position. As a curious and drunk boy, you feel a strong urge to descend. So there's a ladder and a rope in the hole? Oh no, the long rope is near it, not in the hole. Okay. Fuck it. We've been in the drink. Let's go ahead and descend. As you need to use both your hands to climb down, you put your phone into your jeans pockets, turning off the light. You start climbing down. That's not what I would do. I would hold the phone with my mouth. Dead serious. I'm gonna see. After a few seconds, moon and stars above no longer illuminate what you see. You're in pitch black, and the ladder still continues. Okay. Finally, your feet touch the ground. You are so distant from the forest that you can't see the entrance of the hole from where you are. Wow, okay. You carefully get on your 2 feet. You can see nothing yet. I clicked. Why didn't you change? Oh. Turn on the phone's lights. We got a few options. The place where you are is made of concrete. There's a long corridor in front of you. It is narrow, about 1 meter wide. It is not very high. There are only a few centimeters between your head and the ceiling of the corridor. That's uncomfortable. You smell a terrible odor. It's a mixture of feces and something you can't understand. Ew. There are 3 doorless holes along the concrete corridor, making 3 rooms to discover. So, like, these doorless holes, is it like a doorway? Is it an archway? Is it just dirt that's been scooped out? I mean, it said, like, I know the floor is concrete. Are the walls concrete? Yeah, it just says the place where you are is made of concrete. Okay. Well, get ready to start hearing noises, I guess. Examine the first room. It's the first room. Let's examine the first one. Excuse me. There is an empty wooden coffin. A mirror hangs on the concrete wall. Sorry, I got the hiccups all of a sudden. A bloody razor and a black whip stand in front of the mirror. A razor and a whip? I think I went into the wrong dungeon. In the mirror, you see your reflection and the terror on your face. Are we about to meet the vampire from the title screen? Is that what's about to happen? It was about this color. Which also, why are you the color of the concrete? I don't know. Okay, so this is the same text here. Let's examine the second room. You are shocked to find... Can you not? You are shocked to find a chained woman in this room. The chain is tied to her ankle. Oh. I did come to the wrong dungeon. She looks in her 40s, too weak, her bones are noticeable, and has a pale skin with lots of scars. She is on her knees, she is naked, her body is lightly hairy, except for her pubic area, it is quite hairy. Okay. Contrasting her hairy body, her head is shaved. She stinks. Not only the smell of feces, but also it looks like she wasn't washed for years. She screams as you point the light to her. Who are you? She doesn't answer your question, but yells with despair. Help me. He keeps me here. Just try to save her. You crouch down to her tied foot. I thought it was chained. There is no way you can remove the bracelet from her ankle. Yeah, it's chained, not tied. That's a big thing. You also notice that her pinky toe is missing. Why does the toe matter? What? He made me eat it. What is this, like some kind of vampire meets Saw? You crouch down to her tied foot. There is no way you can remove the bracelet from her ankle. Let me try to find the key. You try to leave the room, but something you don't understand happens. At the exit of the room, you hit something that wasn't visible in front of you. Yes, you saw nothing in front of you, yet you hit something. You fall onto the floor, and an invisible force carries you and repeatedly smashes your head to the wall. You hear the woman screaming as you black out. Okay. I'm surprised there wasn't sound effects for that. When you wake up, you find yourself lying on the concrete floor in pitch darkness. By the smell, you understand that you are in the same place. Whoever is keeping you captive, he stripped you from all clothes. He stripped you of all clothes. You are naked and cold. There is a gag in your mouth. You can't shout and communicate with the woman. She might be gagged too. You stand up and try to walk away, but your ankle is tied with a chain. You can walk only in a chamber with 1 meter. You can only walk in a chamber with 1 meter of radius. Okay. Your foot touches a metal bucket. It's probably where he expects you to defecate. It's a shit bucket. It's a shit bucket. It's a shit bucket. You lose your sense of time here. You wait for an unmeasurable time for something to happen. You are thirsty and hungry. Probably because you drank a whole bottle of wine. Sometimes you hear your phone rings. It is in a different room. The piano melody is It's the fear by within temptation, an ironic name for your situation. They probably notice that you are missing and try to reach you, especially your parents. They must have become mad. Of course, you can't answer the call. Finally, you hear footsteps. You hear your captor coming to your room. You are unable to see anything, but takes your gag off. Apparently has no problem with seeing in the pitch black. And you hear his voice. Drink. It belongs to an old man, a dominant, ordering voice. You feel the tip of a bucket to your lips. Who are you? I am your new master. You better behave well. You're mine now. Now drink, or I won't give it to you once again. Oh, I don't have a second option, so let's drink. Is it blood? It is water, what he's offering. Okay, you drink it. It's not the best water you drink. Could be taken from the lake, but you have no other choices, it seems. It also could be piss. Just gonna point that out. After you drink enough, he puts the bucket on the ground. Now he brings something else into your lips. I'm not going to say it. Eat. You are too hungry to refuse him. You allow him to... Came to the wrong dungeon. You allow him to put the thing in your mouth. It's meat, but raw. Wrong dungeon! You would never eat raw meat, except for sushi. But now you chew it slowly. It is rabbit, he says. You shallow the meat? You swallow the meat, despite how it disgusts you. After you eat all he gives you, he puts the gag on your mouth and leaves the room without saying another word. This whole text here, I am immature. After a while, he comes back as you are lying on the floor. Stand up, he orders you. Stand up. You get on your 2 feet clumsily. He grabs your body and you feel 2 sharp fangs on your neck. He starts draining your blood, and you understand the true nature of your captor. Okay, so... I think we found the vampire from the title screen. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I'm surprised there's no sound effects yet, though. You have no idea how long you have been a prisoner here. You are mostly alone in the room, doing nothing with a gag on your mouth. He occasionally comes back to feed you, and himself. Sometimes you hear loud sounds from the other room. He tortures the woman. She screams and begs him to stop, but he doesn't. You hear a whip hit the naked flesh of the woman. But for some reason, he doesn't harm you. Only the woman. You haven't seen anything for a long time. You have no idea what he looks like. Sometimes you hear sobbing, but it doesn't belong to the woman, to the captor. He cries loudly for some reason. Someday, or night, you can't figure it out, he shows up and takes your gag off. I have done research about you, learned everything about you. He says your name, shocking you. We have some common points. We both like the dark. We are both outcasts, lonely souls in this world of darkness. I will make you an offer, only once. So make your decision wisely. I can make you an immortal like me. You will no longer be in chains. You will have a life or unlife in the dark like you have always wanted. Or you can stay as immortal and wait for the day that you will die here as my prisoner. So we have 2 choices. We can either become a vampire or stay a human feast. Badass immortal? Immortal's bitch. I want to be immortal. Very well, he says. Stand up. You stand up and allow your master to embrace you. You feel his fangs on your neck once again, sorry. But this time, he doesn't stop. You feel your whole blood is getting drained. Okay, soon you lose consciousness. You open your eyes, and you find yourself lying in a wooden coffin. But this time, you're able to see. There isn't any single light source in the concrete room, but you see your environment as if you were wearing night vision goggles. You are wearing your old clothes, and also gloves, so you can't see your skin. You have lost your hair, it is shed, your old hair is on the coffin's part where you put your head on. And you feel your face change too. But the most significant change is the unbearable thirst, but not for water. Welcome to a new start, my child. You hear his voice. You look around the room, but you can't see him. There are 2 coffins and a mirror in the room. They think that our kind can't be seen on the mirror. It's false. Take a look yourself. You step outside the coffin and walk to the mirror. You are in terror with what you see in the mirror. You don't carry a human face anymore. Your skin has scales like a snake. That's what this is. Its color is a light gray, almost white. Your ears are long and have pointy tips. Your eyes are all red. You slowly open your mouth to see your sharp teeth. You scream, break down, and cry in despair. Then you feel his hand, claw to be exact, on your shoulder. He stands on your back. Now you are able to see his hand. It is scaled like your skin. Look at me, he orders. Look at me! He orders you, and for some reason you can't disobey your master. You involuntarily look at the mirror to see the immortal entity behind you. His body is tall, naked, and has a humpback. His skin is almost white and scaled, but his face is the ugliest thing that you have ever seen. It's the embodiment of evils, torture, murder, rape, and envy. Envy for everything that is pretty and fair. I will teach you everything I know. Your new, and only now, parent says with a hideous smile. The end. Welcome to Unlife. Okay. That was pretty cool. Oddly enough, there weren't sound effects. That or I just didn't catch them, which was odd, because there were a few points where the sound effects would have been pretty good. But yeah, that was Evil Beneath the Ground. There was one more ending. Excuse me. I think I'm having indigestion. But, yeah, it was pretty cool. There's one more ending. So if you want to know what that ending is, go down to the description below and get this game for yourself. It is free. But, yeah. Also, let me know what you thought. We're about halfway through these. So, I want to thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed as much as I did. And we'll see you all in the next video. Okay, bye.